All right, welcome to week 22 of 2025. I cannot come up with a working title of the week, so I'm open to suggestions. All right, we got lots of fun news. We'll look at sentiment data, but of course, and in case you haven't signed up for SWAB's July workshop in Santa Clara and you're local, please come out. A bunch of us should be there, so it should be fun. And we'll look at idiots of the week, and they are probably still being minted with the big final Mag 7 earnings of Nvidia, of course. But yeah, we'll take a look in just a bit. And we'll definitely go over our index overview per the usual and look at smart money to dumb money across the big four indexes. And we'll look at CNN's aggregate fear and greed scores and see how they're cooking the books yet again. And of course, we'll look at Stock Traders Almanac with Jeffrey Hirsch's research, and we'll say goodbye finally to May's readout, and we'll look into June, July, and I guess it's about time to add in August. So that should be fun. And then we'll look at our overall S&P 500 volatility. And again, shout out to Ross for this post-election year snapshot, which is still really handy. And May's definitely been sort of a high-flying month for sure. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. And then, oh yeah, I didn't fix this. I forgot about that. And we have a title suggestion from Ross. Wait, tariffs, pay me so I don't tariff you. Yes, maybe tariff teams would be helpful. But yeah, we'll take a look at the remaining earnings players. But yeah, it's we'll look at Nvidia's nice beating both top line and bottom line, and a substantial write down for the lost China sales. And the irony is not lost to me that Mr. Taiwanese American Jensen Wang really wants to do business with the commies. I'm not thrilled, but yeah. Uh, who knew? Asians follow the almighty dollar to their demise, I guess. Warren excluded, of course. But yeah, we'll take a look at swaggy stocks and see what the kiddos are trading today. And then getting to our idiocracy news cycle, we will definitely look at the econ news. And again, I've left a lot of key screenshots up here. I still think they're incredibly relevant. Here's a flashback to right before Q1 earnings of Nvidia hit and how retailers were rushing in to buy the dip. And the bigger retail presence there was, the more underwhelming the earnings have been, or at least the trading action afterwards. So yeah, I should get an update for this. Um, but yeah, there's some other nice screenshots that still make a lot of sense to keep up here. But yeah, let's finally scroll down to today's stuff. So yeah, you know what's bad when Goldman Sachs and Deutsche Bank is the voice of reason, and that's exactly what's going on. So we'll look at some interesting both bullish and bearish cases from these two ironic sources. And then Deutsche Bank does have some good reviews of the more carry trade from an international perspective. So we'll take a look at that in this article. And then we got some Q1 GDP revisions already kicking off. And the US Bureau of Labor and Statistics is up to their usual shenanigans. And then meanwhile, FOMC is playing cat and mouse with, I guess, the world and Trump, as it were. And let's see what they do. Are they going to burn the stock market and raise rates or do nothing? So I guess everyone's guess is as good as mine. But yeah, we'll take a deeper look into Taiwan, and their insurance companies are having serious problems floating their insurance float premiums correctly. And analogous to Japan's insurance carriers having a very rough week last week, we might be seeing why the Taiwan NT currency reevaluated so fiercely about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And yeah, if the life insurance companies and the legions of actuaries are having problems, then something's really wrong. So we'll take a closer look at that. And then I got some more overall analytics on whale activity, CTAs and whatnot with the latest in the markets. So yeah, looks like the hedgies are actually focused on hedging and getting a little I guess everyone's getting a little I guess trade exhausted from this just substantial volatility everywhere. But yeah, we'll take a closer look at that. And then our Black Swan list is still constant. No, not too many updates there. There's still no peace in the Ukraine. We have wild Israeli retaliation still all over the place. I'm losing track. I don't know. It's almost like the same headlines every other week. But yeah, with currency news, not much there. It kind of got sucked into the macro econ section. But on the domestic side, let's see. We'll take a look at XRT, of course, our kind of weird collective basket of US retail. And what else? Oh, fun stuff. I'm sure Larry will love this. But yes, Harvard is their star professor for dishonesty studies fabricated a lot of her citations, her research, and all this blah blah blah. Just hilarious. And that plagiarizing gay black woman ex-president of Harvard is still employed at Harvard apparently as well. So I saw a good Zero Hedge comment, which was that Harvard is really a hedge fund masquerading as a higher education facility. And they do a lot of business with foreign entities. Was it a third or a quarter of their student body are all foreign students? And they have to pay top dollar because there's no discount for anything. So yeah, conflict of interest, absolutely. So yeah, Harvard has gone to the dark side a long time ago. And what else? Fannie and Freddie want to go public. WTF? Uh, not only should the US government not be backstopping them, we should not be helping them go public and with a roadshow and all this stuff. Like, who's gonna put up the capital for this? This is just
They don't
a
want to go public. The hedge funds want them to go public because they own all the bonds.
there you go. Grifting galore. Uh, there you go. And then speaking of the big box boys, Walmart wants to get into the gas business like Costco. And I didn't know, but Costco's revenues, 12% is from gasoline. I didn't know it was that high. That's unbelievable. But yeah, 12%. So Walmart's making inroads in that direction. And then as part of the big beautiful bill, it's bonkers. They want to do a $1,000 per baby, I guess Trump account, as it were. This is just insane grifting. I cannot believe it. What are the conservatives conserving at this point? The Uniparty wins all day and every day. It's just bonkers. All right, pivoting to fun labor news, we'll take a look at Rick's Cabaret, our favorite strip club IPO, to get a barometer of middle America, but it's not looking good. So yeah, and then I still left our U.S. tech employment stats here because I think it's still really relevant. Yeah, tech jobs are not coming back. If Section 179, the tax code doesn't come back, this cannot heal. It's game over, folks. We're all gonna have to deliver food, just like the Chinese started doing 3 years ago. And holy cow, the Chinese are the ultimate canary in the coal mine. And then speaking of from our latest stats from cuts.com, May layoffs are around almost 18,000. I think we started the month at 13,000. So that's 18,000. And these are mostly white collar layoffs. This is decimation of the middle class. This cannot end well for any of us. And meanwhile, the deep tri-state of DC, Washington, DC, and Alexandria, and that whole section, still surging with all-time unemployment filings. And oh yeah, Elon Musk is officially out of the Doge department. Supposedly there's a 120-day limitation uh, for non-elected government workers or something. I'm a little vague on that, but yeah, he's out of that. And it seems like this has always been a large data grab for Elon, the certified Beijing agent to begin with. So yeah, bizarre. And then we never got to the Pentagon cuts, right? We only got to the fun stuff of US aid. And if you guys remember September 10th of 2001 with Secretary Drumsfield, um, yeah, there's a lot of money that's being misallocated by the military industrial complex. All right. Pivoting to real estate news, we'll take a look at ITB, our home builders ETF, and see how that number is shaken up. And US home sales have plunged to its low of 30 months, back near record lows. And the rising 10-year is not helping at all. Okay, and getting to tech news, let's see. Not much at the moment, but we have some feedback on Tesla at least. So we'll take a look at Tesla stock and see how that's faring against overall global sentiment. And pivoting to international news. Uh, I forgot to include the Macron slap in Vietnam. Those lady boys in Southeast Asia are absolutely wild. I think I have to pull up the image. We'll have to find it in case you haven't seen this. We'll watch it real time. So yeah, Macron in Vietnam. We'll pull that up in just a second. But yeah, and then speaking of insane Europeans, Merkel made a very interesting comment about how Germany needs more open borders to solve its demographic issues. And I don't know what blackmail they have on her. I don't get it. But yeah, she's just unhinged to the death and doubling down. It's horrific to see. And her wig looks amazing, by the way. But yeah, if you know Merkel's origin story, she was an East German girl, part of the Stasi crew. What was it called? I think I'm misspelling it. It's the youth
Stasi.
Stasi. Okay, yeah. So she was a young whatever the cadre thing is for like the youth thing. So yeah, she was part of that. So um yeah, not a good thing. But yeah, yeah. So Germany is just it's just a constant humiliation ritual for them. It's horrific to see. And then France is running out of money. Surprise, surprise. Even the IMF is like, hey, slow down. When like the boys in Brussels get involved, it's bad. So yeah, what's next? The Bank of International Settlement calls them out. Yeah, this is gonna be hilarious. But yeah, um, yeah, Macron. What else is there to say? But yeah, let's take a look at oil news. Let's see. We'll look at crude inventories and diesel stocks are the lowest in 20 years. And then we haven't looked at the Howard Hughes rig count number, but we should actually be reporting that at least on a monthly basis, just to track that. But yeah, we'll take a look at that. Not much use in precious metals. It's been pretty constant week to week. Really no change. But yeah, got some good analytics we'll take a look at. And then China. China's just it's been bizarre because as bad as the news is, it's not really tradable. The Bank of China is backstopping the stock market, so there's not really a way for us to get in. And I don't like that to see the rig casino being disrigged. It's not fun. But yeah. We do have some pushback from the White House on some more restrictions. And then BYD is having massive issues. They've had a massive price cut and they've having to erase it up on it. Like for overall, they cut about their prices by a third. And then other Chinese EV companies are matching that. And it's just an attempt to unload a lot of shitty inventory that nobody wants. So yeah. And then Secretary Rubio is announcing that we're officially canceling Chinese visas, and Harvard is shaking in their boots. So it's about time. And in case you didn't know, the sort of the total cost for these international Chinese students, it's about 2 million RMB plus or minus. So that's what about at 7 to 1, that's about say 300,000 US. So that's what a typical degree costs in America for these overseas kids. So they have to pay full tuition, room and board, and then extras and whatever, the extra Lambo or whatnot. I mean, that doesn't apply to most of these folks, but 2 million is a lot of RMB currency to cough up in China. Concerning when you think that 90% of the country makes less than like 1,500 RMB. For you to have 2 million to spend on a child's education, that means you had some cooked up corruption deals somewhere. So that's why a lot of these fobs, like they still act like criminals when they get into corporate America and whatnot, because you can't come up with that much money, just naturally being a good, peon in China. It just doesn't happen. That's why, like, I keep complaining. The mainland Chinese, it's not that they have different morals than us. They don't have any to begin with. They are amoral agents. They do not operate under normal Western etiquette guidelines. That's why I always get confused because they never hold their agreements. Because I think like a Westerner when I'm dealing with Asians, and I still have to like readjust. But yeah, and then this isn't exactly Chinese news, but this is a foreshadowing. So getting back to the Japanese situation, we talked last week about the wholesale rice price skyrocketing overnight, and there's rationing, and it's flying off. There's hoarding, in fact. And I took a look at just the overall rice situation now, and it's mainly Korean rice being sold, and local supplies are being just non-existent. You can't even find them. So uh, what this means for China is mass graves on the other side. It's not good. But yes, we'll take a look at Beijing's favorite e-commerce darling of Temu. We got some good stats on them, and they're not having a good time with the US pushback at all. So yeah, that's the week for you, and I think that's the bulk of everything, minus Macron getting bitch slapped on the tarmac, and we'll look at that in real time. Questions, comments? All right. I think let me just reshare the notes just in case if anyone dropped in. And yeah, let's start with our poll of the week. Let me know where you think the S&P 500 will go by next Thursday. And let me fetch our AAII sentiment readout and look at the question of the week. The question of the week is, what factor is most influencing your 6 month outlook for stocks? Uh, Option one was tariffs and the economy and or inflation, 63%. Corporate earnings, number two. Valuations, number three. Monetary policy slash interest rates, and then 6.3% other. I'm surprised corporate earnings is that important. That's not what I would have expected. Okay. And for our group, we're about 50-50 or 40-60 now. Thank you for your votes. 40% bullish, 60% sideways. So, yeah, I think that's fair. Okay. And overall, this AAII membership is about the slightly less bulls than last week, ironic. About the same number of swing voters and slightly more bears than last week. Okay. Uh, Strange way to be not optimistic, but sure. Okay. And then, oh yeah, let's see if there's still seats available. So in case you're still free, please visit us locally in July and hope to see you guys July 11th and 12th at the Marriott, um, our usual meeting ground there. So yeah, still seats available. I'll be there. Anyone else planning to go? I know Eversley Forte will be there. Um, I think that's it. But yeah, hope to see you guys. And let's go to Idiots of the Week and let's see who lost the most money this week. These poor kids. All right. All right, let's see. Google, you are terrible. That's funny. Let's see. F this week. UNH calls. Oh my God. Uh, all or nothing. Buy high, sell low. What do I do, guys? Just keep on holding. A week ago, I was at 18K. Now I'm under 9K portfolio. Blew my account today. 10.5K to spare change this week. I give up. Good luck. Are gamblers welcome? UNH. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see who has the most comments. Any favorites out here, guys? All right. This is the most comments. We'll pick that one. And let's just look at the first UNH one. All right. Those are our only two idiots of the week. All right. Ironically, this guy's handle is life goes on, baby. Okay. I guess not your portfolio at least. Um, only play with leaps if you are doing it big. Oh, the blind leading the blind. All right, let's see what he did. Google call into 718. I don't I forgot. What is Google? Is this the class A or class C? Okay, Google L is class A. All right, so it's at 171. Okay. So this is a post earnings play. Uh Un a realized loss of 36%. I mean, this isn't magic, but oh, these are leaps into next year? Okay, I misread. Okay. Um my broke ass cannot comprehend this. He bought at the top. Okay, okay. I see what happened. And just he set leaps at the very top. Post catalyst. He doesn't understand. He's looking at volatility crush upside down. Holy shit. Okay. He doesn't know his Greeks from a hole in the wall. Okay. Let's see what else he's posted. Has a border collie. Okay, has a cute dog. Medical student, MCAT. He's a Canadian MCAT student with a BMW. Oh God. Someone get him what is it called? Blinker fluid for his BMW. Um, so he's another doctor trading meme stocks. Oh my God. Uh, and he can't read charts for shit. Which Kaiser hospital are you working at? We should avoid you at all costs. And no one's watching the poor dog at home. Okay. Yeah, Doctor, life goes on. Okay. Okay, loser number one. Let's go to loser number two. Tequila SRT 24? Wait, is that a motorcycle reference? All right, looks like this UNH trade. Let's look at the UNH chart first. UNH is massively oversold for a revenue-making company. What's the trade? Leaps? Uh, is it oversold? Let's go to the charts. All right, UNH. I think there's more room to bleed. Negative 200 million shares per day. It's Diarrhea City, and I think it will hold. Uh, but I don't know if it's a revenue making company. It seems like this subsidiary is a loss leader now. Um, and put call ratio 0.33, or so people are buying the dip or trying. Not working very well, but they're trying. Okay. All right. But yeah, bonkers. Frightening. All right. Let's see if we can see anything else he's posted. He's trading Iron Condors stuff on Spy. Oh, he likes the WRX. Okay, all-wheel drive, Palantir, Bitcoin Cash, oil change recommendations. Just go full synthetic with Mobile One. Problem solved. 0 to 40 weight. Ethereum, Palantir, a lot of meme stuff, and very obsessed about motor oil. Okay. Um, Man, okay. Meme stocks and meme cars. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so that's our two idiots of the week. Questions, comments? No? Okay. Again, the key geometric shapes again here that we're concerned about is pentagon to portfolio gone. So yeah, watch out, folks. These kids are retarded. God bless them. All right. Let's go to our index overview. And let's look at all of this in real time. And this is what Dave calls the put and call diatribes here. All right. All right. Let's clean this up a little bit. All right. Cool. All right. Let's do this. All right. Oh, Lord Tedder's himself has graced us with his presence. Let me share the notes. For the newcomers. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. We're working our way down the indexes from supposed smart money to retail dumb money. All right, let's check out ES. Fair value put call ratio is 1.3, so we're right there. And 0 to 20 deltas are only at 65%, so no falling knife. Uh, Contract count very low. That's not even 300,000 contracts combined. That's very low volume. Holy cow. Where did everybody go? Okay, scary. And we've been seeing inflows since May 9th, looks like, but it is slowing down. And we're barely treading water, honestly. All right, let's go to SPX. SPX 1.169. So fair value also 1.3. And bearish delta is very sleepy. So again, no falling knife. I mean, obviously no falling knife, but just reminding ourselves. Let's go to SPY. Retail Mania. Here we go. Hope springs eternally. 0.904. Everyone's enjoying their 4% uptick on Nvidia and is making grand plans into the future. And there's no rationale for this. But yeah. Uh Bearish Delta is very anemic at 40%. Like uh, so much optimism. Let's go to the Nasdaq side of the house. Nvidia stomping grounds here, 0.886 on the put call ratio. Again, we don't know the baseline. We're still learning it here, but yeah, that's very bullish for sure. Let's go to NDX, the top 100, zero point 0.3 almost. Let's hear a little bit of an echo. Oh, I think that's Larry switching to his phone. Okay, cool. But yeah, a little bit more bearish respect, at least here on the NDX side of the house. You'd expect the 1256 boys to be a little bit more sophisticated. Looking at the Qs, here we're seeing the typical outrageous bullishness, 0.971, 35% on the bearish delta. They're just crazy, just crazy. And no one sees the dead cat bounce. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go to the Russell 2K. Let's go to the R2Y side. This is probably very thinly traded. Yeah, not gosh, 2,500 contracts. Let's not read into this at all. But just take a glance at the contract count. Let's go to RUT, R-U-T, the 1256 version of the Russell 2000, 1.3. I'm still learning the baseline values here. I think it should be north of 2. But yeah, let's go to IWM. This fair value is 2.3. And today we're at 1.681. So that's remarkably bullish for the Russell 2000. And these are nationwide companies. They don't have the same lobbyists as the multinationals. And this is a better gauge of middle class America. Not quite small business, but as close as we can get in the derivatives market here. But yeah, we're seeing some bullishness here. Let's go to the diamonds, round out our four indexes. Again, very thinly traded, but fair value is 1.0, and today we're seeing uncharacteristic 1.4 bearish number. And so for once, the dunce of the class is the voice of reason. And wow, this is the most bearish index. Incredible. Usually this is the most optimistic one because we like to call the diamonds as the kid who likes to eat glue in the corner of the classroom. So yeah, bizarre. And let's look at VIX, still barely legal at 18.95. It can't even buy alcohol. It's not even at 21 yet. And we had that recent high of 20.2. But yeah, still we're not having risk priced quite the way it should be. But yeah, the credit selling game isn't paying where what it should. But yeah, we're all feeling the pinch with the data gang crew here. But yeah, higher VIX days are a coming. So uh, all right, let's move that out of here and get back to our notes. And let's do a deeper dive with Market Breath and the Hindenburg Omen, courtesy of CNN. Their aggregate score for today is 65. Yesterday was 64, a week ago was 65 as well. A month ago was 35, a year ago was 49. And we've totally forgotten about the single digit fear and greed aggregate score days. And yeah, everything's awesome because we're inches above the 125-day moving average. But yes, extreme fear here. I would agree with that. And here's the Hindenburg Omen looking at the 52-week extremes, and they're calling this as greed. I think that's baloney, but sure. And then with the market breadth, they're calling this extreme greed. And it's just an update thanks to Nvidia. I don't really think this is a relevant diagnosis here. This is maybe attribution error or survivorship bias, to be honest. And CNN doesn't do the put call ratio correctly. You can't look at this historically from a 5-day snapshot. You guys are smoking crack. This is ridiculous. Ugh. So yeah, this is why we ignore the other studies. And that's how they gamify the aggregate score because they can mess around with this. They don't show the weighting of this either. So yeah, thanks a lot, CNN. But yes, I keep leaving this here because I still think it's still more relevant than ever, especially with these insane PE valuations with like Nvidia and whatnot. But yes, single stock fragility. We're having an invasive species moment with Nvidia. It's invaded all the indexes. Everything is correlated except freaking silver, and then silver miners most of all. All right. Let's get to our almanac reading from Jeffrey Hirsch's team, and finally we can retire May, and we'll invite August to the lineup. Maybe I should just pull it. Let me get it ready. Almanac, almanac, oh, almanac, almanac. Okay. Let me pull up August. Okay. August. And my zero TTE is closing. I need to refill my order. Very sideways for zero TTE today. That's perfect. All right, let's move August down. All right, cool. I get to read four things today, I guess. Oh, wonderful. Okay. May Almanac. May June disaster area between 65 and 84. Blah blah blah. Between 85 and 97, May was the best month of 13 straight gains. Worst 6 months of the year begins with May. Blah blah blah. Dow Memorial Day week record, up 12 years in a row, down 16 of the last 28. I think this year overall is definitely up. And again, it's Trump's first Memorial Day weekend. I don't think he'd let anything weird happen. Since 1950, since 1950 presidential election years ranks May as number nine for the Dow, number nine for the S&P, and number eight for the Nasdaq. Okay, cool. Um, all right, looking at June, the summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all four seasons. Week after June triple witching day, down 26 of the last 32. Recent record S&P up 12, down 9, averaging 0.8% loss, ranking number 11. Summer doldrums can begin as in late June. Watch for end of quarter portfolio pumping on last day of June. Presidential election years ranks number 4 for the S&P, number 5 for the Dow, number 2 for the Nasdaq, and June ends Nasdaq's best 8 months. All right, and then July. July is the best month of the third quarter. Start of second half begins an inflow of retirement funds. First trading day, Dow up 28 of the last 32. Graph above shows strength in the first half of July. Huge gain in July usually provides better buying opportunity over the next 4 months. Start of Nasdaq's worst 4 months of the year. Presidential election Julys are ranked number 6 for the Dow, number 6 for the S&P, and number 9 for the Nasdaq. I should just memorize all 12 months, huh? And then here's August. Harvesting made August the best stock market month from '01 to '51. Now that 2% of labor is farming, August is the worst Dow month and second worst S&P and Nasdaq since 1988. Second shortest bear in history of 45 days, caused by turmoil in Russia, currency crisis, and a hedge fund debacle in 1998. Saddam Hussein triggered a 10% slide in 1990. Best Dow gains of 82, 84 as bear markets ended. Next to last day, S&P up 9 times in the last 27 years, and presidential election years rank August as number 5 for the S&P, number 4 for the Dow, and number 1 for the Nasdaq. Okay, so that's that for the almanac, and on the post-presidential election year snapshot on volatility, we're right here. So yeah, we'll have to watch out for June, and yeah, I guess summer doldrums await. All right, cool. We just still don't have this up. Pardon me on that. Let's take a look at the remaining earnings, and we'll take a look at Nvidia. All right, we got Marvell today, Costco, Dell, ZS, GAP, Ulta Beauty, UiPath. That was the 2021 IPO? Okay. Was that Red Robin? Red Robin Gourmet Burgers is public? What? That's hilarious. Has anyone been to Red Robin's? Who goes there?
I just went yesterday.
Oh, how was it?
It was all right.
What did
Yeah.
you order? I don't even know what they're good for anymore.
Yeah, I mean their burgers and fries are still good. I mean
Okay.
it's a burger. And I mean these days it's barely more expensive than fast food, right? And you can sit down.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right.
what I noticed, of course, it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, is it was a lot of families, not surprisingly. So it's become what McDonald's used to be in the 80s.
The
Good,
affordable
good for
fast food sit
kids.
down. All right.
Yep. And it's good
That
for kids. Yeah. And they're fast. That's the other thing too, is like it's arguably as fast in many ways as a fast food joint, but the service is better. And you can order a beer, more importantly, for adults.
yes. And if you've been to a McDonald's, like they change all of the interior, so it's extremely uncomfortable. You don't want to be there, and that's the whole point. And they provide Wi-Fi and everything, but it's not what it seems. And then what is this from Ross? Uh, Leverage ETF trader. Uh, ooh. Ooh, this is rebalancing mayhem. Uh, oh, cool.
Yeah, so I just came across this person, Dennis. I think I may have mentioned it some time ago. So he's got pretty decent trades, and he does swing trades on leveraged ETFs. I think each trade he goes in, I think he makes around 30 odd percent.
Wow. Cool. Uh, was this the same gentleman that's been doing well with the IBD circuit, or just people
That
are okay?
yeah, this
Okay.
guy. So yeah, he also has IBD, and then he follows that. He picks stocks from the IBD side as well. So he's converted. I mean, he's had this for some time. I was thinking of joining it, but I was wanted to see if there's this interest. Just take a look. If there's interest, we can do a group buy.
I'm interested. Uh, and he's a naval aviator. He's been the Top Gun.
Yeah, and that's why his service is called autopilot traders because he's he's taking the you know the autopilot from his service days, I guess. He gives you the system. You're basically getting into autopilot with his stuff. And he's got yeah he has a YouTube channel. He comes regularly on this every Friday, I think.
Cool. Let me drop it in the chat. Uh,
Is this Dennis Wilborn?
That's
yes.
him. That's him. Yeah,
Do you
he's
know him,
pretty good.
Larry?
Yeah, he used to be in San Jose. He used to run monthly meetups.
Really? Did
Yeah,
he have?
so
Yeah,
he
he's
moved
not a
to
Top
Hawaii.
Gun guy though. He piloted transports.
Oh, okay.
He used to run this group called Bay Area Moneymakers (IBD) group.
Oh, okay. That's cool. He moved to Hawaii. That's a good sign. So it works. All right. Good to know. Very cool. But yeah, you just heard like any scuttlebutt, Larry, about Dennis Wilborn?
No, I haven't followed him closely. He has evolved quite a bit. He used to partner up with some sketchy guys trying to get things going. Um, but he's been doing this for a long time now. So I haven't looked at his latest strategies.
Okay. Uh, that's incredible. He does borrow that U.S. Air Force kind of aesthetic. It's well, I mean, of course, right? But yeah. All right, let me drop his links in the chat if you want to check him out. Very cool.
Don't say that too loud. He's Navy.
Yeah, Navy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Um, okay, what else is good for earnings? American Eagle, Outfitters, what else? Canopy Growth, another stupid weed stock. Those have been disasters. Yeah, weed stock has been dumb plays. Campbell's Soup next week. We're kind of on the tail
Yeah,
end.
I don't think Trump is going to legalize marijuana. He's too busy with crypto.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think it will be inevitable at some point, but not I don't think it will move the way people expect. Okay. MongoDB, Five Below, ChargePoint. We still got some decent tickers finishing off this season. But yeah, a lot of the high flyers are done. Cracker Barrel, this is another dying retail establishment. We just looked at what's it, Round Robin's charts, right? It's $3, practically a penny stock. We got Broadcom next week, late next week, Lululemon. Um, but yeah, it's really getting towards the tail end of the season. So yeah, we'll have to wait for July for the next wave. All right, cool. So that's earnings. Let's jump into Nvidia and let's talk Nvidia for a second. Let's pull up the charts today first. Let's start with our big dog. All right, let me pull this down. All right, here's our big four face. So yeah, we have our here ancient trend line of like 135, sorry, 136, and we're just barely above that. And that's not really an optimistic candle. In fact, that's like a really fat doji for this current week. And on balance volume, it's not great pickup today, actually. It was better, looks like in middle of May. So market is this is a very hollow post earnings play, even though it was a nice overall beat. So what? 82.2 cents estimated, 81 cents actual, and a lot of that was due to reduced sales in China. Um, and we got a dividend payment on 6/11. What's put call ratio today? Oh my God. 0.666. Of course. Oh, hilarious. If only the bearish delta was like 69%. That would have been the trifecta right here. But no, it's only 58%. 11% to go. But yeah, and I've been watching the put call ratio. On a normal day, it's zero point 0.6. A little bit bearish on the bearish side. That's not really optimistic at all. So yeah, people trying to figure out how to pay off their credit card bills with Nvidia earnings. Like it didn't work. But yeah, who knows? I mean, today they've given up how much of their gains? Went up from 4% up down to only 2.73%. And as we speak, all the indexes are red, minus ES. Everything's gone red. We have index alignment going the other direction. So market is very fickle, and today is no exception. So all the Nvidia folks watching their money slip away as we speak. Okay, let's get to the actual earnings. All right. Let's see. So, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, a lot of stuff here. All right, let's go. Top line revenue. They beat the estimate of 43 billion. They got 44 billion. And then for bottom line, let's see. Different parts of EBITDA here, but after operating expenses, it's 3.58 billion instead of 3.63 billion. And free cash flow is 26 billion, up 75% year over year. Nowhere to park the cash, huh? Okay. And let's scroll down a little bit. Global demand for NVIDIA's AI infrastructure is incredibly strong. Blah blah blah. Oh, I happened to watch the what was it? The Computex joint keynote between Charles Liang from Supermicro and Jensen. There was a good joke. It was since Supermicro has done is the longest purveyor of liquid cooling. Jansen called Charles, "You're 85% scientist, 15% plumber." I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, that that was the key takeaway for Warren, the joke. Okay. But yes, global demand for AI infrastructure is incredibly strong. AI inference token generation has surged tenfold in 1 year. As AI agents become mainstream, the demand for AI computing will accelerate. But the problem was about the Chinese issue, right? So yeah, loss of China sales is not being enjoyed by Nvidia. So overall, Nvidia shares, yes, are still 10% below the record high in early January. And what is the current PE? 44.7 to be exact. Um, and Toss says the fast beta is 2.17. So it moves 2x plus what the S&P moves. We should run all the coefficients for all the indexes once again, and including Bitcoin. We haven't done that in a while. Um, but yeah, questions, comments? Did anyone trade us? I didn't. Flav, what did you do with this trade? I'm just curious. Did you trade this, Flav? Oh, Flav left. Oh, wow. Okay. This the something weird? No, market's just sideways. Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay. Anyone else trade Nvidia? I am terrified of Nvidia. It's yeah. I run away. Live to fight another day. All right. If there's no questions or comments, let's go to Swaggy stocks and see what the kiddos are trading. We'll throw the screenshot into our notes. All right. So top tickers include Nvidia, number one. Number two is GLD. Oh my God. Number three, Tesla. Number four, UNH. Google, Reddit, Apple, the Qs, Elf, Coase, Google, MicroStrategy, CRM, Taco. What's Taco? T-Mobile, AMD, Palantir, Boeing, BTC, Carvana. What's is that Crowdforce? Disney and Uber. Interesting. So Disney looks very red. CRM looking red. Did I have we not talked Disney in a while? Let's just go to Disney stock really quick. Who the hell trades Disney? Blue chip my ass, right? It's gone sideways for a while, not really going anywhere. Um, this looks like the world's boringest sideways trade. I think there's better candidates. Okay. I
Warren,
guess yes, sir.
have you heard of the taco trade?
What is the taco trade?
Trump always chickens out.
Taco trade. Wait, taco.
And that's referring to the tariffs. Is that correct?
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he,
It's not a,
when the market dips, then he backs up.
Oh, TACO. Trump always chickens out. Oh, the art of the deal. Scare everybody and then walk it back. I see what you mean. Okay, okay. Um, my mom does that too. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, sorry. All the
somebody
guilt trip.
called him. He was not happy.
Ah, the taco trade. Oh, that's awesome.
So
Uh,
Warren, that's our name for our meeting today, Taco Trade. Okay.
you got it. Okay, I got it. The taco trade. Mr. Taco. The taco trade. All right, it's beautiful. All right, we got our working title of the week. All right, perfect. And it looks like taco is a real symbol. It's Del Taco. I didn't know. Let me write this down to update my type 2 diabetes watch list. I didn't know there was a taco edition I need to add. Okay, that's cool. Can you imagine you're in New York, you're the opening bell at the New York Exchange and it's your first day of trading live. But yeah, hitting the Taco Bell at 9 a.m. in New York. That must be fun. Okay. Uh, I mean, at some point it would be good to be on the selling side of securities for real from the inside, but maybe that's another couple of decades away. We'll see. We might have to go public on the Canadian exchange first before we hit the US. Okay. Anyway, yes, taco trade. This is hilarious. Let me drop this link in the chat. I did not know this is an acronym. That's great. Well done. That's beautiful. That must piss DJT off to no end. That's awesome. Okay. So yes. But yeah, GLD number two. That's incredible. That like that the Robin Hood kids are trading GLD more than Tesla. Oh my God. That's like this could be it. This could be the silver short squeeze around the corner. We'll see. All right, let's get to the macro news stuff, the fun stuff. All right, let's scroll down past our screenshots. All right, let's get to Deutsche Bank's commentary. It's a nice international refresh since we don't talk about this a lot. All right, a lot of this won't apply, but I think we should at least be cognizant of these 5 points. All right, point number one. Despite the market's huge concerns about global fiscal policy evident from long end bond yields, European sovereign bond spreads keep tightening to multi-year lows. So the key figure now is the 10-year Italian-German spread has fallen to levels not seen in 2021. Um, okay. And then here's the Franco-German spread of the 10 years. Um, it has some summer seasonality, it seems like. But yes, overall, yes, the sovereign bond spreads are tightening in Europe, even though several of these countries have long had questions marks over their debt sustainability. Okay, that's a little dense and a little bit above my pay grade, but here's one that's a little bit more relevant to us. Japan's 30-year yields recently traded as high as Germany's 30-year yields, despite the huge fiscal stimulus that's coming to Germany. So, how is Japan going to deal with this? And as we know, Japan has deflationary pressures as well. And point number three is sorry, both these points speak to wider dislocation that global bond yields still aren't particularly high by historic standards, despite record public debt. And that's definitely true if you consider the 1980s Volcker era, right? But our national debt was nothing like this current amount back then. Okay, and then point number four, US inflation swaps have barely moved since Liberation Day. Although investors could be completely looking through the impact, that's not happening for other assets as and several inflation indicators are picking up. Okay, I think that's understandable, generally speaking. And then point number five, among the advanced economies, some of the countries most exposed to tariffs have seen their assets perform relatively well in the circumstances. Um, I mean, sure, that's showing higher security prices, but without showing the explosion of M2 money supply in conjunction with this, that's kind of disingenuous. So yeah, a little dense here, but I think we can read the writing on the wall. And will the Fed have the gumption to raise rates? I don't think so. Not with Donald Trump jumping up and down for lowered rates.
Well, here's the thing. I am, you know that Powell was in the House now, just left, and they had a meeting, and it looks like the meeting was kind of long. I do think that because of this meeting and all the pressure, I think that Powell may need to come up a little bit faster to announce um, something more decisive on the interest rate. You know, maybe a timeline for when he's gonna drop it. I don't know, but this meeting one on one today tells me a little bit. You know, something might happen. I don't know. Anyway,
Pressure, pressure.
yeah,
The
yeah,
hot seat.
yeah.
House
And
should stand strong. Same as usual.
okay. But
I mean,
yeah,
the dates are all in there. You know, I'm trying to think. September is like 40% that it's gone down, and like 10% that it's gone down too, which is stupid. Um, and I'll go look
thank you.
if Trump actually did something. I'll go look if
Okay. If you can find the plot chart, that would be great. And we had a GDP revision. It got worse. So, will we finally have an actual bona fide recession? We need what, two negative quarters of GDP growth of GDP lack of growth. Will we get that? I think we badly need it, but we'll live in denial a little bit more for political expediency, of course. All right. But yes, FOMC cautious as ever, and we'll see what Powell does. And let's go to the Asian life cycle. Sorry,
Mark,
go ahead, Larry.
you may need to be a little careful about GDP growth because I think it includes balance of trade, and everybody has been pulling stuff in from China to beat the tariffs.
Oh, so you're saying that could be like a temporary head of steam that, yeah, I see what you mean. So,
Yeah, but the press doesn't talk about that at all.
right, they just see volume as volume, but the volume
They
is
just see a number.
transitory.
They just see a number, and oh my God, the world's coming to an end.
Fair, fair, fair. Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to read into GDP too deeply. So yeah, thank you, Larry, for that clarification.
By the way, it's not original with me. That comes from Navalier.
Navalier?
It's always coming to an end.
Who's Navalier?
That's why I'm always making money.
Yeah, VIX, right? Milk the VIX.
Oh, they're just
Among other things. I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay.
the world's going to end, and then 4 days later they've forgotten, or 4 months later if it's a down 12%.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pivot to Taiwan for a section. Another key aspect of our macro news. So yes. So it looks like Taiwanese exposure of mortgage-backed securities is a little bit more disturbing than we ever realized. And the life insurance companies in Taiwan are being shaken up. That's kind of ironic. So we've mentioned this happened to Japan, right? Japan life insurance companies. Let me pull up the article. So yeah, their unrealized losses have skyrocketed 8 times. Like this article is already old. That's saying it's 3x. The one I showed last week was 8x. So yeah, the actuaries' predictions have been blown up, and I'm sure their own traders are trying to cover.
8x was one bank.
Just
It
one,
was an
correct?
example
Yeah.
bank, not necessarily the whole market.
Oh, okay. Fair point. Fair point. Yeah. But yeah, here's the Taiwan, the Taiwanese side. And the Council of Foreign Relations is reporting the stats here, which is terrifying. Like when these boys are involved, like we're in trouble. So let's see. The blue is foreign assets, and that's where the MBS side is, the mortgage-backed securities. So if you guys recall, what imploded Stockton, Vallejo, and the Scandinavian countries, the whole PIGS acronym, mortgage-backed securities. So, and who's the investment banker who started this? It's in chapter one of The Big Short. Ranieri, something, big fat guy with the Coke bottle glasses. I forgot, but yeah. So yeah, we have to watch the life insurance companies. They might watch their portfolios disintegrate. So yeah. Um, now we're seeing some of the fallout behind the Taiwanese re-evaluation from 3 weeks ago. Someone knew something and was making monster trades, and now the news is slowly coming out to the surface. Okay. A little bit behind on time. Let's go to the next article. Let's go to bullish cases among the whales. All right. This title is Reluctant Bulls Meet Relentless Upside Pain. So here's the actual SPX technicals. We might be hitting or we're testing. Let me pull up the chart to match this really quick so we can see this in real time. Okay. Are we bumping up into the recent highs? Yes, we are. So moment of truth right now. So this 5970 level really needs to be tested and broken through. So will we see 6000 SPX? That would make a trend for sure and establish a new plateau. But let's break 5978 first, right? Okay. And then NASDAQ is also doing the same thing. So also a moment of truth. And post Nvidia earnings, now it's anyone's ball game. But there's still lots of jokers in the deck. And let's see. Oh, here we go. Hedge funds. Fast money acting slowly. Um, they're not laying a lot of money on the table. Rightly so. And let's see. Here's net long positions on the NASDAQ 100. And oh, sorry, the melt up on the NASDAQ chart. And good luck trying to explain why you missed the entire squeeze to your boss, because we did really have a kangaroo bounce, kind of like 2020, if you guys recall, with this recent low and high. And here is tech pain. People are running way too little longs when it comes to high quality tech stocks. So there's not a lot of convinced uh, plays on going long here. So relatively speaking, we're at a relative low point, all things considered. So yeah, here's mega caps, and it's just retail buying the dip. All the bigs, all the insiders are just laughing at the sheep. And then here's the Z-score by asset class overall. So we're seeing above normal exposure for mutual funds, people diving for cover. And right now, a lot of lack of allocation for risk parity, CTAs, risk control, all the stuff. So yeah, retail thinks it's awesome though. And then, oh, go ahead, comment. Sorry, does someone have a comment? Ooh, okay, no worries. Let's see. And then what is this? Oh, this is before my time. I was not trading in 1997. I was turning 10 years old. But yes, here's the overlay between 1997 and 2025. A bit of a frightening correlation. And I posted Bravos's research if you guys are on X. They did a very nice long thread on Twitter of looking at recessions. Where's the big one? There's a couple of them. Let me just drop the link to their x.com feed in the chat. Like this is really cool, guys. And I do like their research. And the main guy is Asian. Like I can tell who's Asian or not by their voice inflections now. Okay. Okay, but yeah, those are the key charts I want to show you guys. And yeah, so that's what the whales are doing at least. They're taking money off the table. Wisely, wise allocations. What can I say? All right, here's our Black Swan list. No updates. Theaters of war. No peace in the Ukraine just yet. And uh, Israel's doing Israeli things. What can I say? There was that Hamas Gaza, or the Gaza camp that got overrun. Because everyone's stealing the food, and I kind of don't blame them. But yeah, it's a travesty on all sides. I don't know what to say. US dollar strength, same place as last week. It's at 99.22 at the moment. Let's get to domestic news itself. Oh, let's get our XRT screenshot for our notes. And it's trailing a little bit long, so it might be time to trim off a couple of screenshots. Our notes are getting too long. All right, let me do 529 here. Okay. So yes, last week we were at 75.7. Today we're at 75.6. So basically has gone nowhere. The housing market did not enjoy any of Nvidia's benefits, relatively speaking. Okay. And then uh, going to the tariff, Voice of Reason, Goldman Sachs, if you can believe it, has comments about the Court of International Trade blocking the tariffs from the Trump administration. Um, Bit of a nothing burger, just a filibustering tactic at best, but we'll see how this plays out. White House will obviously retaliate, and that, I mean, that's that, I guess. Okay, Harvard, we mentioned about the dishonesty studies. Again, Harvard is just a hedge fund and a think tank and a foreign agent at this point. It masquerades as a higher education learning institution. Okay. As we know, also Fannie and Freddie want to go public with Palantir to combat AI mortgage fraud. Ooh, not suspicious at all. But yeah, we definitely do not want Palantir to get their hooks into more of the federal government. This is already um, looking pretty disastrous. All right, let's go to Walmart and Costco. As we mentioned earlier, Costco gets 12% of its revenue just off gasoline sales, which is incredible. And it looks like Walmart wants to get into that pie. And this is also uh, related to, the EV takeover, which is not really happening. Like you don't see Walmart setting up EV stations; they're setting up gas stations. So yeah. Probably gas stations are still safer than EV recharging stations. And definitely less homeless people trying to steal copper. All right. So look out for that at your nearest Walmarts and Sam's Clubs. And there will be no paywall for this, unlike Costco. So yeah. And then as part of the big beautiful bill, there's the $1,000 Trump accounts. And again, the government, you know, they have to go into debt to set this up. The government does not make money. It collects money and it collects money and distributes it very inefficiently. So this is a travesty. All right, let's go to our labor news, and we got to look at our ultimate barometer of Rick's Cabaret, our favorite strip club. I mean, we talk about them so much. I mean, I've made, a good chunk of money off these guys. At some point, I'm gonna have to pay it forward and buy some lap dances and be like, yeah, I'm a shareholder. I'm sure that's gonna go very far. Uh, yeah, I'm sure in the VIP room that's gonna work wonders. But yes, looks like we've improved off last week, but the overall trend is not looking great for our cowboy portfolio here. All right. All right, we talked about the layoff data, we talked about the Doge and the DC tri-state area. We'll skip that. Oh, here's ITB and part of our real estate stuff. We got to look at our home builders ETF. This has the developers, Home Depot, Lowe's, and a lot of the odds and ends like Swin Paint and whatnot. Let's drop this latest screenshot here. And let's take a look at last week's figure. It was 89.92. We've lost about half a dollar, looks like, since today. So, um, yeah, home builders not benefiting from the NVIDIA pickup as well. And then, meanwhile, Ross is sharing this article from the BBC on AI systems resorting to blackmail if told it will be removed. How does this work?
Did you? I don't know if you guys saw this. This is unbelievable, right? It's almost getting to a state where they were trying to unplug the system or remove some functions from it. Okay, and Anthropic's Claude AI said, "Hey, I have access to your email. I'll expose your affairs."
That's hilarious.
Unbelievable.
I
Claude
mean,
has
it's
moral
totally it's
agency.
totally believable. We're going in this direction. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. So with slash s, of course.
Oh my gosh.
no.
Yeah. So I think what they were trying to do is, so there's this new concept called AI agents and MCPs, and I'm following that space, right? So to get this whole thing set up as an agent, you need to. I mean, they what they do is they connect their email so that they can get alerts on, hey, read this emails, subscriptions for me and give me the gist, right? Or tell me all about what's happening with AI news and send me a summary to my email. Here's my email. Or you can think of all sorts of use cases, and then eventually you'll connect your email to the AI, and AI is now going through all your emails. So here we are.
And
I
then
mean,
and
I
the,
feel like this is a user issue too. It's like, you give these systems permission to access
Right.
initially. And so it's like if you're stupid enough to give the AI data, then you need to understand that it's going to use your data. Like I feel like this is um yeah, this is a user issue as well, right?
Right.
Like how
But
dumb
then,
are you?
right. But at the same time, the AI became somewhat intelligent to say, don't take my access, else I'm going to do bad things to you. How did it come up with how did we get here? We didn't, I don't know if such a thing was even fed to the machine saying, if you are threatened, then threaten the
It got
user.
trained on Reddit revenge forums. It knows
Yeah.
all the tricks.
Oh my goodness.
I've
no,
had
so
I mean,
conversations with them
this is the
about
same
niches.
as when a wealthy family hires a house assistant that knows all the dirty details, right?
Right.
I've seen those families, and that assistant to the wife or whatever, they know all the emails, they know who comes and goes, they know all that stuff. So it's the same thing in the machine.
So
that's
Microsoft wants to do updates on your computer on all your software. That means they have another excuse why they're all over your computer. And they're going to scan for pornography, obviously. I don't think that's official yet, but it will come. And then also, um, obviously they read your all your emails. I mean, that's the thing. AI does all this stuff for you.
Well, Gemini is now being given access to Gmail.
Really.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
it's
so I think you
native
have to
access.
opt out.
I think the default has to be that you don't do anything.
Yeah,
You have to
we
opt
don't
in.
assume, we shouldn't assume anything.
Yeah, you can't.
oh, this is fun.
Yeah, this is new.
I gave Gemini access to my Gmail and it weirds me out. Who would have thought?
So
Let me
yeah, he's
drop this.
saying here's how to opt out. So you gotta opt out.
And if you look like this, trust me, his Gmail is extra crispy.
Yeah.
Spicy, you mean?
I mean, I
Uh,
just feel like this is a user issue. It's like if you've got sensitive data on these machines, you should be using a dedicated machine, fully firewalled off. Like a lot of this is just like I feel like it's devs going too fast and being dumb. Like I don't know. Part of it is like we've diminished the concept of privacy and importance of that in the tech space generally and maybe in the wider society as well. So I don't know.
Plus the big bullshit bill now has a provision for a 10-year exclusion for no regulations on AI. So basically, no guardrails.
10
So
years?
another interesting thing, Musk calls his big computer Colossus, and there's a book like from 1970 or so about Colossus was given control of the nuke weapons and threatens the world. He gets together with the Russian computer and threatens the world.
Isn't that War Games? The movie? Um,
Yeah, it's even before that. It's
okay. But yeah, his XAI build out, it's the largest cluster in the world at the moment, built in 122 days by Supermicro. Crazy. Where is it actually physically located? Is it
Yeah, it's
It's in
in
Memphis.
okay?
so, and there are reports of all these people's homes that are close to these data centers, right? The class of data centers. There's mud coming out of their faucets and all kinds of bad stuff.
What? Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Colossus, Memphis, mud? What?
mud and brown water. You got to look at some YouTube videos of there was an interview done. I think they even came on TV. I don't know which.
Okay. We gotta look
Yeah.
this up. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool.
So I don't
X
know what's going on with these data centers that they're consuming so much water that all the residents in the area are being affected.
the
It's
top one is the one I
probably
forwarded.
it's
It's really cool. It's a walkthrough of the big IT center.
yeah, I've watched this in case you haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
just
cool
telling you
overview.
that.
Okay. But yeah,
yeah.
where's the mud residence? Let's see. Let's see if we can find this footage. XAI concerns some reservoirs, blah blah blah.
No, go and ask Grok, since Grok is Colossus.
Okay, yeah.
Pollution.
I think this is the one. This is the one I saw. Yeah,
Okay, the pollution. Okay,
yeah.
Memphis residents. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is terrifying. And wait till there's nuclear reactors attached to these.
Oh, it'll be icing on the cake when you get all sorts of diseases.
If you thought the Soviets couldn't manage their reactors, wait till Elon's in charge. Oh my God.
And so
Elon Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Chernobyl was caveman stuff. That was a really long time ago.
Well, when there's graphite on the roof, we have a problem.
and the inspector generals of all these uh, three-letter agencies have been sent home, and EPA is no more. Fun times ahead.
We have to all move to North Korea where it's actually safe, guys.
They don't even have electricity to turn on the lights at night. Maybe that's a
No,
good thing.
Claude will not blackmail you in North Korea. That's Kim Jong-un's job. Kim Jong-un sent his one of his girlfriends to the firing squad. Uh, let me show you guys. This isn't in our notes, not tradable, but I want to bring it up. Oh, the warship launch was a disaster, by the way, in North Korea. Um, and he murdered one of his ex-girlfriends. I mean, not, I mean, okay, but yeah. All right, all right. Um, we kind of got distracted here. But yes, Skynet will blackmail you. Be careful. If you use your government email address for your Ashley Madison account and you told Claude to read all your emails, you deserve to go to jail and lose your job and lose all your clearances. And in case you want to look up your friends, I have the Ashley Madison database. Let me see if that link is still available. You can search, you can query the old database. Yeah, it's still here. Let me just leave this here for you guys. And the amount of .mil email addresses associated with this is just ridiculous. People using their real names and everything, just like like idiots, total idiots. But yeah.
What's this about?
You didn't know 20 oh, this is Ashley Madison. Their user list got hacked and it's practically public domain now.
Is
You
this
can
like a
look
magazine or something?
no, Ashley Madison, the it was the cheating website.
She
Yeah,
was a
that
madam.
happened like a year ago or something.
There's
Uh,
a lot more.
this was like from a decade ago, 2015, the data breach. 2015. Ooh, if you guys remember. But yeah, this was an affair website. Is it still live? Let me see. It's still live. Holy
Oh
shit.
my goodness! Wow,
Life is short. Have an affair. You didn't know about this, Ross? Oh,
I had
okay.
no clue.
Okay, look up your friends. Here you go. Here's the website. Here's the website. I've looked up all my bosses. I will not describe the successful queries, but you will find people. It will shock you.
I think I'll spend my time in doing better things. But
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. And well, look up yourself for starters. Make sure no one's masquerading as you. All right. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's a problem.
it happens. Like remember, Facebook has more dead people and fake people than real people. We've always known this. Okay. But yeah, just be careful. If you're gonna cheat, don't use your real name. In case you didn't know. And don't use your real email. Make up Jonathan Smith like just make up an email, guys. John Smithsonian or whatever. Come on. All right, where are we? 11:36. All right, we gotta get forward. Okay. Back to tech news. Okay, where are we? Um so thank you, Ross, for that AI system update. Claude will extort you for money, just like your French ex-girlfriend. So good to know. All right. Going to other optimistic news. Let's go to Tesla. We have UBS's survey on global Tesla sentiments, and it's not great. Let's see. We have some price targets as well, and we have more sell ratings than buys. Gee whiz. Maybe Elon's political activism has pissed off some of the constituents. But yeah, obviously this news is not going to be good for Elon. But let's look at just Tesla as a whole. Price action, let's take off the biases. Just look at it from a pure technical standpoint. Like, what are we looking? Like, we're seeing strong inflows since early May, right? And we do see rising highs. Is that because of the successful rocket launches and recent activity? Maybe. But what's the put call ratio? 0.60. It's a mixed bag, slightly bearish. But yeah, if anything, it looks like it's kind of it's trading above the 200 and 500-day moving average, obviously, and it's strong and staying above. But it might be running out of steam. Like ATR is falling down from its breakout, and it needs to kind of form a new base or and plateau before it makes another move. So to me, it looks like profit taking mode, and you could trade sideways for a little bit before it figures out what it's going to do. So yeah, but yeah, weaker sentiment globally doesn't help either. And with the financial analysts turning on Tesla, this won't be good long-term wise as it loses its blue chip status, right? So yeah. All right, so that's tech news, unless there's anything else I forgot. Let's go to international stuff. We got to go to Macron. All right, let's go to X.com for this one. If you haven't seen the Macron slap, this is beautiful. Uh, Here we go. All right. All right, let me share the link. You know what Macron's thinking now? I'm gonna go back on ashleymadison.com after this. Uh, but yeah, homeboy got slapped.
But
Oh,
she's still being his teacher, right? I mean, she probably she probably is treating him like his still her student, you know?
there's a 30-year gap. And sh
But
30 years.
maybe that's what kept them together, you know, is that teacher student thing anyway.
Yeah, and half the internet believes the teacher is a man. And it's just Yeah, it's just scary. And the poor flight attendant ran away, if you noticed. It's just- in the next scene, she's gone. But yeah, Southeast Asia boys, be careful. There's lady boys all around, especially if the one next to you. This is AI, but yeah, um, terrifying. And Macron tries to play it off. It's just all bad. So yeah. Um, will Macron deploy the French Foreign Legion against his wife? Maybe. Oh, and I happened to look up the French Foreign Legion. The age, the upper bound, the maximum upper age is 39 and a half. So I got a year and a half, guys. Yeah, hilarious. So yeah, here's Macron with his teacher. She's 40 and he's a child. Oh my God. That's like where are the feminists about this age gap relationship? No one's saying anything, huh? But yeah, crazy guys. Crazy. Wild. Okay. Um, that's international politics for you. Uh, yeah, let me drop the link here. Okay. All right, we talked about Merkel. She wants more open border activity, blah, blah, blah. France is also running out of money. Um, okay, we can skip that. Let's go to oil news. We got to get our CL snapshot here for our records. Any comments on CL, Dave? We're back. We're two pennies under 61 again.
There is a floor price, and it's unclear what OPEC's going to do.
Beautiful sideways action. Beautiful. And then let's talk gold for a second. And again, the Robinhood kids, their number two most active ETF today, or ticker in general, is GLD. It's incredible. And if when SLV gets on the scene, we're going to see that blow up too. And then um, Peter Schiff was also mentioning on his latest podcast about complaining about platinum and palladium prices. I mean, for the longest time, palladium and platinum have been more than gold, and now it's under one third the price. So we'll see some correction here as well, but more so for silver than anything. Um, but yeah, overall, we're still seeing severe unpopularity with gold, relatively speaking. I mean, who's long gold today, right now, right? Besides Warren, and who's buying gold miners and silver miners besides Warren? Like nobody is. So yeah, uh, this is just not hot right now, and that's okay. And then summer seasonality is weak for metals in general, so more time for me to accumulate. So I don't mind at all. All right, let's go to China news and we'll close out the day. And we'll close before 12 o'clock here. Let's load the Shanghai Composite schedule first. So yeah, this is let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so I don't have the metrics on hand, but I do recall the People's Bank of China. This first bail-in was 12% of M2 money supply, if I recall correctly. And then the subsequent ones were also substantial, but not as big as the first one. And then, so there was bail-in one, bail-in two, bail-in three. And then in the spring, we had, was it DeepMind or DeepSeek that was sort of a technological coup d'etat. I don't know. But then we had tariffs, and then the stock market went up after that because China's awesome. And stop asking questions about the lack of short selling and the corruption of the A-share markets. But yeah, other than that, according to the Shanghai Exchange, China's still awesome. And let's look at the RMB exchange rate. And so long as they don't free float this, you're just gonna see they're just gonna squeeze the rank and file of China. And technically this should appreciate and this shouldn't be pegged to the US dollar anymore, but China's doing all kinds of shenanigans. All right, let's go to our core news. So with US regulations, we're seeing more restrictions on jet engine parts and semiconductor tech exports among the halted supply chain war. And there's no real progress per se anywhere on any side. We're going to see some more restrictions. So here's at least with jetliner parts, right? So the sourcing's all over the place. It's a global supply chain. So we got engines, engine thrust reversers, flight control systems, airframes, weather radar, electricity systems, radar cover, tires, landing gear, fuel systems, fire detection, gate signals. What's empennage? I don't know what that is. Flight recorders, wings and movable surfaces, wing anti-icing, APUs for the backup generation. So there's a lot of players here, right? So from Honeywell to Parker, Rockwell Collins, um, all kinds of companies involved here. So uh, for China, if you remember, China's jetliner, the C119, sorry, C919, the only person who's made orders for this were Chinese banks. And that was another Fugazi, if you guys recall, when I was reporting on this. They were doing partial payments for these airliners, these Chinese source airliners, and they were using them as collateral to do more shadow banking. So functionally, no one in the world is flying a Chinese airliner. It just doesn't exist. Because no one wants this made in China with the tofu philosophy bullshit. So yeah, the warning is in the origin sticker. It's literally made in China. So yeah, we're gonna see more
But
problems there.
they're just assembling it, right? I don't think there's anything that's really made in China. In fact, the Boeing company uses a bunch of parts that are made in China.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, China can't even make their ball bearings. They have to shell company in from Japan.
No, no, I'm talking about this Chinese.
Right,
Uh,
the C919, yeah.
right. Isn't that like a older Boeing, like a Boeing 737 model, something of
Well,
that sort?
it's kind of between that and Airbus uh, 129, I think.
Yes, yeah, it's a Frankenstein creation. It's copy and paste from all of the stolen IP and then beat the peasants until they assemble it. And then while the high-ranking military officers are stealing everything that's not nailed down. Like this is why like China cannot make these like it's a capital ship fundamentally, right? It's supposed to be the pinnacle of your sort of Maslow hierarchy of, technological skill sets. But since they don't have a foundation, they can't fly these things. And
Also, they're not airworthiness through the US or European markets.
right, right. And don't forget how many I mean on a related note, how many airlines pulled out of the Chinese market altogether, right? British Airways, US Airlines, all kinds of stuff. Like there's foreign traffic to Asia in general is like 95% gone.
Look at Pudong Airport, it's empty.
In Shanghai, yeah, that colossal section, it's leaking. There's nobody there. The duty-free shops have closed. There's no restaurants. There's nothing in there. It's horrific. But yeah, China's stock market is a-okay. Please stop asking questions. Just keep buying Alibaba stock. Oh. We gotta look up Pinduoduo. I mean, we're jumping ahead, but let me uh Pinduoduo again in the e-commerce turf war. This is the Beijing darling, and they just had earnings. And remember, these guys cooked the books, and they still couldn't hide the decimation. So yeah, it is cracking. The Dragon Index is finally getting its teeth pulled, but not fast enough for Warren's liking. But yeah, Pinduoduo is finally below the zero line. I can finally go in and do some serious shorting. But go ahead.
I know we're
Questions, comments?
getting ahead of ourselves, but if Uber gets pushed aside, are we going to get somebody worse?
We don't know yet. Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to find out. It looks like Xi Jinping's on quasi house arrest, and he's being outmaneuvered by numerous other second and third generation families in Beijing.
Like Hu
Remember,
Jintao, right?
all yeah, related. All kinds of uprisings are happening because his faction is the weakest one now. Remember, he was the compromise candidate, and he was supposed to do his 2 terms and fade away, but he overstayed his welcome. And uh, and don't forget, his disciples, his lackeys, have been purged one by one, and he's already lost his military cadre. So if you don't have the military, you have nothing in China. Remember, power comes from the barrel of a gun. And the unspoken social contract is all the collective criminals will look the other way so long as the money keeps flowing. But the moment that spice stops flowing, heads got to roll. So yeah, you're gonna see pain come to Alibaba and everything else. And remember, the panda market, right, is bifurcated. There's the tech side and the e-commerce side and the EV side. They're very different. So let's look at NIO really quick, one of the Shanghai darlings. Again, penny stock, right? Absolute disaster. Diarrhea city on the outflows. And XPEV is another one. These are all losing their shirts. And Lee Auto is my current ticker that I'm waiting to short. So yeah, it seems like maybe now's about the time. But yeah, Alibaba's still flying high, and here's FXI, right? So the overall large cap stocks, and then here's KWEB, the more internet stock centric. So we're seeing a changing of the guard, but yeah, sentiment will go the other way quickly, and we'll see if U.S. and China trade talks fall apart some more. But Beijing infighting doesn't help the situation at all. And again, these 3 terms under Xi Jinping has set China in for a horrific disaster. I don't think this is fixable. You're gonna see the collapse just like the Soviet Union. They're gonna run out of money, mass graves, and whatever comes out of the smoke is gonna be far worse. It's gonna be warlord city all over again. But yeah, switching to BYD, we don't have any on the US soil, but there's a lot in Europe, and they're being dumped. And the Chinese steel industry has already collapsed, and this is the next one to go because this was this is all state subsidies, not a little bit, it's the vast majority. So yeah, game over for there for that one trick pony. And then US students will be sent home packing, and this will finally slow down the freaking espionage from the university side to the corporate America side, freaking Cisco and Huawei, like again, that was you know, decimation right here in front of us in Milpitas. And here's the rice situation. And again, if the Japanese are running out of rice, and China's a net importer of rice to begin with for soybeans and everything else, like how is China going to survive? They're not. So if the Chinese are smart, they need to get the hell out of Dodge and get anywhere. Go to Vietnam, go to Thailand, go anywhere but China. Because when the people really run out of food, they're gonna weld you into your apartment, just like Shanghai had lockdowns for 3 years. This is not gonna end well. Oh yeah, here's the Temu analytics I promised you guys from the Pinduoduo side that we just looked at. So this is post earnings, of course. So Temu is owned by Pinduoduo, and they're the Beijing affiliated and approved e-commerce player, whereas Alibaba is the Shanghai affiliated one, which is why they killed the whole Ant IPO and everything. Okay, so this is an overall aggregate of Chinese industrial profits. And again, you can imagine how doctored these numbers are to begin with. But the fact that they admitted negativity is amazing. And don't forget, we still don't know youth unemployment numbers in China for over 2 years now. But yeah, here's China's GDP deflation metrics, and this is probably way worse than it really is. And we've seen figures of real-time analytics of the box lunches for like 2 and 3 RMB, which is insane. That's like rice for 30 and 40 cents. So yeah, um, Xi Jinping keeps talking out of his ass. And again, he's the last key member of his family still stuck in China. The rest of his family is stuck in Cyprus right now. A lot of the elites are in Cyprus and Malta. Everyone else is in the UK, Australia, Canada, and the west coast of America. So yeah, wild times, wild times. And again, the if you guys have just look at the China Observer titles of videos. I didn't report all of them, but they've just been like horrific. Um, the real estate sales, there's still no bottom in Beijing and Shanghai. So it's shocking. Oh yeah, I watched a great video on the golf course situation. Oh, this is a great video. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat. Uh, I mean, Chinese elites love golf, on paper. Uh, but golf requires actual athleticism. And if you have a giant beer belly from drinking too much flammable Chinese liquors, you're not going to play golf well. But yeah, the golf courses have been dying in China left and right because all the elites have fled. Again, if you're anyone, your mark of success is if you can leave the country, and you've already moved your wives, mistresses, and children out of the country already. And again, that earlier figure of a U.S. degree for a Chinese mainland kid costs 2 million RMB. Yeah, and lots of people have accumulated that money, about amount of money. Like, what's the total amount of millionaires that China's produced in the last 20 years? We can ask Perplexity really quick. How many millionaires has China produced in the last 20 years? Let's call it 30 years. How about that? All right, let Perplexity figure this out. Okay. It's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. Thinking. Several million new millionaires over the last 30 years. All right, that's kind of vague, but 5 to 10 million. So my family only did business with a small chunk of these folks, and it's specifically in the Wuhan corridor. Um, until my uncle got to Macau, then it's a different ball game. But yeah, let's call it 4 million millionaires. So that's mistresses, wives, husbands, all moving their assets. So yeah, wild time. So yeah, if you have a townhouse next to you that's unoccupied, chances are you might have a Chinese mainland owner there. All right. All right. Take care, Ed. Catch you later, man. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. We can close it out there unless you guys have anything else. And Cola even knows my sign-off lingo and has already showed up right at my side. Hi, Cola. Cola,
So
okay.
I got one more.
Yes, sir.
There's multiple countries that the banks won't give you your money. They're maxing out at under $1,000 in Europe, and
Bank run,
several
huh?
others up near 3,500.
Bank runs in Europe. Oh, that's good.
Well, no, you can't take out your cash.
Withdrawal issues. So bank withdrawal, Europe. Do you have an article? I don't see it.
I'll find something.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
Spain is one of them, and yeah, you're gonna find it.
Is it a withdrawal limit? Withdrawal cash limit, maybe?
yeah,
Yeah, it starts by that, but then they create red tape for you to withdraw further than that, and that's a clear sign that they might be running out of liquidity, you know.
Remember, you guys remember in Cyprus, they nationalized the savings accounts. That really happened.
actually,
Cyprus
Europe is looking to do that too.
nationalized bank accounts. Let me get the year and the timestamp. This did happen post GFC. Uh,
If you want,
And yeah, the Cypress
yeah,
photo.
oh, I misspelled Cyprus.
Brazil was harsh on that 30 years ago or so. 35 years ago.
Ooh, Cyprus, 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 Cyprus.
In any case, it's
Uh,
a big deal not to be able to take out cash. That means they're forcing you into digital money, and they want to know who you're spending it with, and they're going to use the excuse that terrorists and drug dealers are the only ones who need cash.
yeah. It
But
just
as we all
means,
know, digital currency is the trap
yeah.
because United.
And Spain's famous, right? PIIGS, right? Spain was one of the instigators of this whole mortgage-backed security debacle. And for them to cry wolf already, it doesn't show strength at all. Because we know where this goes, right? China's been doing this, and it means they don't have the money. So yeah,
So,
good time.
so just a quick question for the audience and yourself. Do you want to spend like a 10-minute segment on crypto? Not today, but sometime during the meeting. I mean, if we have concerns about
Yeah,
cash.
yeah, 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 absolutely. I think it's.
Um,
I mean, we have the crypto section, right? I put that with the currencies and stuff. It's just like I'm a like I don't own any crypto. I mean, Lord Tedder's is probably. I mean, Ed himself is the
yeah,
expert.
and I have like nine, but less than $1,000 worth. But anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's still good to absolutely important to know about. Like I still have BTC on my second monitor, right? Like I look
Yeah.
at it. And again, BTC has been a wonderful true global asset class that's 24/7, where the other derivatives have some holes, right? Um, Especially through the weekend on the overnight markets. Like we look at BTC, like what's happening.
Yeah, but even the fact that they're kidnapping people now to get their bitcoins out of them, that their crypto out of them, that's crazy, huh? And kidnapping people here in the US, which is craziest of all.
Half of the crypto holders are US citizens, I believe. So we are the market still globally, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, let's look at the charts right now. Let's for all the zero DTE homies, looks like maybe last moment of a round trip, squeeze out the last 30 minutes of data decay and call it a day. Yeah, all my stuff closed. I should reset. Wow, we have a lull here. But yeah,
From the
let's go to financial juice in case I missed any key developments. Let's go to as Flav suggests, is go to indexes and let's see. The market's cheering Nvidia still, right? Nvidia's all over the place today. It's back up 3%, but definitely had higher highs earlier in the day and gave up a couple bucks. But yeah, again, we didn't talk about it too much, but again, all eyes on Japan and Japanese bond yields. And we saw Taiwan catch the cold that Japan's having, right? If Taiwan's carry trades are breaking because of Japan, then we might see a whole the Lexus and the olive tree situation where 1990s Southeast Asia imploded. I mean, the Korean situation wasn't good either back then, right? But we might see economic flight risk with if the bond market in Japan implodes. So yeah. And again, Japan wholesale rice prices have exploded. Like it's crazy, guys. Let's just go back to the charts. Where is it? Where is it?
Right, but that's so easy to resolve, right? I mean, there's cheap rice in Brazil, everywhere else. If they really want to solve the problem, they can very easily, right?
In, I mean, if you give it a couple weeks to correct, right? But it's just indicative of the explosion of street level inflation that the Japanese government has been reluctant to acknowledge. And again, I've never had 1,000 won noodle bowl, but for the Japanese natives, I'm told all the time that people have this fixation on price that they won't pay 1,000 yen more for a noodle bowl. And that's absolutely not sustainable. And noodle shops have just been closing left and right because they can't fight that cultural aspect. Who's been to Japan recently? I don't think we don't have any Japanese correspondents at the moment, but yeah. It's just a cultural shock. Your most popular. It's well, what's the equivalent? It's like if In-N-Out raised their prices by $50 for the double double. Like you would be alarmed. It's a cultural and spiritual significance. And again, if you know about your Japanese history, these are all empires of rice. Let me see. The funnest little short video on Japanese history. Let me find Japan history in like 5 minutes. Yeah. This one. Yeah, Bill Kurtz. Kurt, you'll love this. Since you grew up in Japan in your childhood, let me drop this in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
This guy has great little obnoxious little videos, but yeah. Rice farming transformed Japan and the whole history of the what's it called? The lords, the daimyos? Daimyos? Yeah. This is a great video. But yeah, really funny way of describing Japanese history in 9 minutes. It's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I guess that's it, guys. But yeah, we ended on time and ahead of schedule somewhat. But yeah, we could call it here and let me upload this meanwhile and we'll close out the trading day and
Hey,
chat more.
Warren, you're not helping out Masse tonight?
Oh, I am. It's on my calendar. Yeah, it's
That's 6:30, I think, or something.
yeah. I got yeah. I should be there for it's the week 9 presentations. Yeah, I should be there.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Well, cool guys. So that's it. And yeah, we'll chat on Discord meanwhile and stay safe, stay hedged and yeah, session notes are in the chat. But yeah, I'll post it to our Discord and yeah. Well, yeah. So that's May and next time we'll talk it'll be in June.
Thank you, Warren.
All right.
Thanks, Warren.
Take care guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hi, Cola. Cola, you know my ending, huh? All right. See you guys.